We welcome you live here from the Mustang Corral here in Ellettsville, Indiana, where the Edgewood Mustangs will be facing off against the Mitchell Bluejackets here on Smithville Sports. Alongside Nick Jenkinson, I am Quinn Saturday, and Nick, we have a very interesting matchup tonight. First, we'll start with the JV team. What are you looking towards here on this wonderful senior night?
Well, Quinn, for Edgewood, they are 16-5. They've won 5 straight. They're coming off a 64-60 win against Northview the other night. Varsity beat Northview 69-64 in overtime. I was here for that one. That was quite a battle, with Edgewood being down 12 and then forcing overtime and being able to outscore Northview 12-7 in the overtime period. For Brad Moorhead's squad, they've just got to keep rolling, because after this, they've only got one more game, and that's next Thursday night against Eastern Green.
We will have the starting lineups in a bit, but first, the Edgewood Mustangs finally getting over 500 for the first time in a while. Now up at 11-10. The JV team has had a lot of success so far this season. As we always say, there always seems to be talent in the pipeline. There's never a shortage of shooting here in Edgewood. Talk about some of the keys, young guys for Edgewood who have really stepped up this season on JV.
Well, for Edgewood, it's Sean Sims, number 30. He can shoot the 3-ball. You also see Caden Huntenlocker, Henry Doring, Aiden Jurgis, and Landon Ringler. You know, they're all guys that basically dress the end of the varsity bench. They've all gotten some time, and you've also got some freshmen that will also step up as well. So it's it's a good team that Edgewood has, and like you said, Quinn, it's a winning tradition and always something that's in the pipeline here at Edgewood High School.
At guard, a sophomore, number 12, Andrew Shepard.
We are now getting the starting lineups now here for the Bluejackets.
Mitchell's a team, Quinn. They come in 10-8. They lost to Brown County the other night. They've got 2 more games after this, Shoals and Scottsburg. I mean, it's a series that Edgewood's dominated throughout the years, with the Mustangs leading 20-2 since 1996 and won the last 4 meetings. Last time Mitchell won here was December 12, 2003, 45-44. Last time they won in Mitchell was December 8, 2000, when they won 69-67. And Edgewood's controlled this series throughout. They play every year, although their game in 2015 was called off because of weather and they couldn't reschedule the game. But these two teams aren't that far apart, about 45 minutes apart. Mitchell is a 2A school, Edgewood a 3A school. So, like you said, the last game, the size of the school doesn't matter. It's the kids that matter, and it's the players that matter. So, should be a good one throughout.
Quick update, the starting lineup for the Bluejackets will be Juan Arroyo Asbury, Brandon Paulus, Andrew Shepard, Keegan Jackson, and Race England. For the Edgewood Mustangs, the starters will be Caden Huttenlocker, Aiden Jurgis, Henry Doring, Landon Ringler, and Sean Sims. As we are, the tip is up and we are ready to go. Doring gonna throw up an alley-oop right there, and a nice basket there by Landon Ringler.
That's the way you want to start. Beautiful pick to the basket by Landon Ringler, and a beautiful feed from Henry Doring.
Shepard to Paulus, finds Jackson, going down underneath. That is Paulus, who is blocked, and the ball will go to the Edgewood Mustangs.
Good defense by Edgewood. They just put their hands up, and they did not commit the foul.
Jurgis will go ahead and bring it up court. Over to Doring. Inside, right out to Ringler. Lets the shot go, does not get it to fall. Rebounded, and is going the other way. And then stolen And Sims unable to get it, but Edgewood keeps it alive, and then the Blue Jackets get it back.
Good defense by Edgewood, but Mitchell able to get a stop of their own.
Shepard over to England, back to Arroyo Asbury, over to Paulus, and to England, to Shepard. Just rotating it around the perimeter, trying to look for a shot. Drive, kick out. Still looking for a shot. Great defense right so far from Edgewood. Asbury Royal trying to find anything in the corner, doing a little pick and pop. Then he's going to finally shoot it, and that is a rebounded by Jurgis and going the other way.
Good.
Dowring going to fire it. Unable to go after a couple of hits, and it will be Blue Jacket ball.
He got one at the end of that Orleans game, that nice jumper from the outside.
Here's a shot, no good. Here's England, unable to get the rebound, and it is Huttenlocker as he is fouled.
And Mitchell committed the foul going over the back. It's kind of a slow start for Edgewood so far with just 2 points, just less than a couple minutes in.
Jurgis will bring it up. Sims, he's going to go ahead and drive baseline, and he hits it off the backboard. And you were talking about him as one of those players has really stepped up this season, and you see it right there, able to get his own shot and make something happen in a game where not a lot of points were being scored yet. And there's a shot right there. Jackson unable to hit that, and now it's going the other way. Mustangs with the ball. Going coast to coast is Henry Dowring, and it is now a 6-0 lead now for the Mustangs.
That's what Edgewood likes to do, Quinn. They like to push it up the floor when they can.
Unable to get that floater. Going the other way now. Here is Sims yet again with the basket on the fast break. He now has 4 points.
Edgewood, one thing about Edgewood that's always impressive is how they pass the ball and how they they thread that needle to get the guy underneath the basket.
Looking for a shot now. Paul is out to England. Over to Arroyo Asbury. Paulus down to England. Gonna try to find something. Ball's loose, able to be picked right back up by Shepard. And back over to Arroyo Asbury. Right through the hands of Jackson, and that is out of bounds, and it will be Edgewood basketball. Not a lot of opportunities for the Blue Jackets here on the offensive end.
No, not a lot of opportunities. Edgewood's defense always getting the job done so far, holding Mitchell scoreless early on this first quarter.
Again, the alley-oop attempt, no good. It's batted back out to Sims, who's going to throw it back out. Dowry over to Jurgis, who's going to fire the three, and that is good. Now, 4 out of 5 Mustangs have scored, and it is 11-0 lead here for Edgewood.
That's what Edgewood does. They share the basketball very well, and as you see, Sean Sims in the passing lane with the steal.
Sims going coast to coast, lays it off the basket. He now has 6, and that's going to be a timeout for Mitchell, as that is a 13-0 start for Edgewood.
This is how you want to get off if you're Edgewood and Brad Moorhead, Quinn. 13-0 run to start this game. Mitchell completely rattled. They do what they always do. They get in the passing lanes. They create, they alter shots, and they get good looks, and they share the basketball. Always a key for Brad Moorhead's squad. As you see the Mitchell huddle, the Blue Jackets struggling. As you said, the coach for the JV team is Mike Matthews. Doug Thomas, the varsity head coach. Of course, senior night tonight, 6 seniors for the Edgewood Mustangs as well. You've got Parker Harrington, Logan Slayball, Derek Farkas, Patrick Gardner, Cam Curtis, and Derek and Sam Keto, and it's been a wonderful senior class for the for the Mustangs as well, under the first-year coach Matt Wadsworth.
We'll see what they have planned here out of the timeout. As it'll be rebound, and there seems to be a buzzer, and they'll just keep on going. In there, buzzer.
Inadvertent buzzer.
Inadvertent buzzer. Here is over it through the legs. Number 22 just came into the game. Cade Wigley. Wigley trying to get past Sims, over to Paulus, and that is stolen away. Going the other way now is the Mustangs.
Several steals so far by Edgewood.
Here's the 3 attempt, no good. Sims with the rebound, uses his pivot foot to still go 360 and gets his 8th point of the ball game.
You know, we talked about it last game where Edgewood struggled with offensive rebounds. Not tonight. They are attacking that glass.
Here's the 3 now from Wigley, and he hits it, and now Mitchell finally gets his first points of the game.
And then they get a steal and almost get another basket.
Able to pick it up, and here comes Ringler. Here's the 3 attempt from Hattenlocker, and it is no good. And a foul underneath. And that is going to be on Landon Rigler, his first.
Yeah, a little aggressive over the back, and Mitchell makes a substitution.
In comes in number 35, Trey Craig. In comes England, unable to get it, is blocked, and it's going back to Edgewood. Now on the fast break. And there is a nice lay-in by Landon Ringler. His 4th point of the game. Extends this to a 17-3 lead. Now in comes Craig, back down, unable to get the shot. Here comes Hattenlocker. Starts the fast break, up ahead, basket by Ringler, and the foul. He'll go to the line for the 3-point play.
That's one of those plays where the ball never touched the floor. Just a good heads up, just good awareness by Edgewood to get it right to Ringler underneath the basket.
That will be on Arroyo Asbury, his first, and the team's second. At the line to get the 3-point play is Ringler, who has 6 points at the moment. And he's unable to get it. Rebounded by Craig. Going the other way now. Off the bat, we're no good. Now it's going back to Edgewood. On the fast break, going a little too aggressive. Here comes Dowering, and he hits it. He hits the runner for Dowering, his 4th point of the ball game.
Good job by Henry Doring. He just is aware and he loves to drive to the basket.
Dribble handoff over to Pauls, and it is tipped around. Sims saves it, and it is picked up by Ringler.
They'll settle down for one shot here with a big lead.
Gerges is going to go ahead and set up the play. He's going to drive. He's going to find Hattenlocker in the corner. He hits it. All 5 Mustangs have scored now, as that is going to do it for the first quarter. A dominant performance by the Edgewood Mustangs, 24-3 here at the end of the first quarter.
Smithville Media has produced stunning and engaging features and documentaries for over a decade. Local interest stories, interviews, commercials and event coverage are all part of what we do. Let us showcase your business or create a commercial for your promotions. We can even play your pieces during our live sports broadcasts. For details, speak with a Smithville representative or email media@smithville.com.
We welcome you back here on Smithville. Edgewood commanding lead to start this game, 24-3 ahead of the Mitchell Bluejackets. As you see right now in the huddle is JV coach Mike Matthews trying to coach up his team to get something going here. Still a lot of game left, but they're going to have a lot of catch-up to do.
Down 21 after one quarter, just scored 3 points, 1-3 so far by Cade Wrigley. And, I mean, Edgewood's just been in control, Quinn. They dominate this game so far with so much the way that they just get up and down the floor, the way they pass the ball, and the way they always find the open man.
Braden Robinson will come into the game, as will Joshua Rebb.
Yeah, Edgewood is not afraid to go to their bench.
Rebb finds Jurgis. Over to Dorian. Dorian gonna drive over to Riglis for a three. My bad. Jurgis. As that is out of bounds, stays with Edgewood. Jurgis, unable to get it. Rebounded by Edgewood. This one from Webb, and from Dorian. He hits the three.
Bank stays open a little late.
It's going the other way now. And here's the three-point attempt from Robinson. No good. Rebounded by Craig. Going the other way now is Mitchell. The handoff. Here's stop, pop, and there's the basket right there for number 12, Andrew Shepard, his first points of the game.
Breaks the long scoring drought that Mitchell had.
Dorian over to Robinson for three. This time he hits it from downtown.
It's what you always talk about, Quinn. Edgewood loves those shooters, those three-point shooters.
Have an endless supply of them. Now 30-5 now, 5.5 minutes left. Unable to get it to go. Edgewood now with the basketball. Here is Ringler out again. We're going to give it to Robinson in the corner again. He hits the repeat button on that.
2 threes in a row for Robinson.
Mitchell now trying to get something, goes right in. Able to get the basket is number 10, Connor Fields.
Good job by Fields. Didn't hesitated on that shot, but got it to go as Ringler answers.
Ringler with the three of his own. With the two. First two of the quarter for them after 3 threes to start. Was about a foot away from being a three.
It was close. He was near the line.
As that is going to be a foul on Joshua Webb, his first. At the line is number 3, Jace Sheriff. He missed the first one and makes the second one. Edgewood now pushing it up. Jurgis. It is tapped away, and Mitchell now has it. Bringing it up court. Here's the 3-ball attempt, no good. And Edgewood gets the rebound, and they're going to go ahead and bring on the fast break. Robinson to Jurgis. Unable to get it to go. Edgewood again going to throw it back out. Jurgis dishes it, and it is a foul. And that will send Ringler to the line.
Edgewood always uses the bounce pass to get the ball where it needs to go. That was a beautiful pass from Jurgis to Ringler.
That's going to be on Fields, his first foul. Here's the first free throw, and it is good for Ringler.
Got a substitution for Mitchell as 23 comes in, replacing number 3.
That is Brendan Tolliver. That is no good as we back on the fast break for Edgewood, and the basket is good for Ringler as he's able to make that basket. Pushes it to a 39-8 lead.
Everybody in on the act for Edgewood so far, Quinn.
No good. Second chance opportunity is good by Trey Craig. Here is Daring, no good. Rebounded by Mitchell, and they're going the other way now. And he loses it. Looks like it was last touched by Edgewood, though, so it will stay Mitchell ball.
Edgewood's always so active on defense. They force a lot of deflections.
Going ahead and set it back up. Over to Fields. Over to the corner. Looking for something again, another deflection. This one to Wigley. This to Shepard. Over to Tolliver, who fires it underneath and is unable to get it to go. We're going the other way now. Robinson thought about it. Here's Ringler again. He hits it. He's found his spot as he now has 7 points in this quarter.
Yeah, he's heating up, that's for sure.
Driving underneath, unable to hit it. There's Craig as he hits it again on the rebound. Second basket for him, both of them on the offensive rebound.
Mitchell's starting to get on that offensive glass.
Missed foul call right there on the push-off as Ringler gets the offensive rebound, then shoots it up, no good. Going the other way is now on the fast break is Tolliver. He's gonna drive it, and he goes coast to coast. His first basket.
Mitchell starting to attack the attack inside.
And that time looked a bit of a tie-up, but the ball ends up going loose, and it's gonna go with the Blue Jackets.
A couple of these young freshmen getting to come in for Edgewood.
They're driving to the basket. As number 12, Andrew Shepard, he gets it to go. It's now a fast break. Blue Jackets trying to push it. Here's the shot, no good. Craig again with another offensive rebound. This time does not get it to drop. As Edgewood will now take it the other way.
And no foul call. Ringler was trying to sell the charge.
Ringler in the corner is Webb. Out to number 40. Here's the runner, and that is Joshua Rebb, his first points of the game. There's the 3-ball attempt right there from Connor Fields. He gets that to go as well.
Mitchell,
less than 30 seconds left now.
Mitchell not giving up. Still down by plus 20, by 24.
Steele going the other way, loses the ball, and it's now going back to Edgewood. Less than 10 seconds now. Drives, and it gets fouled. And we'll go to the line. That is number 4, Zach Folk. I'm sorry, that is number 4, Xander Hammonds.
Yeah, a couple freshmen that Coach Moorhead's brought up here toward the end of the JV season.
Here's the second one. Does not get it to go. Going the other way now. Here, less than a second left. Fires it, and it is no good. And we're going into half, 44-19. As we take a look at the highlights, Sims got hot at the beginning. This man right here, Dowering, doing a good job. Big shot by Jurgis. Sims, great offensive rebound and put back. Then on the other end, that was Whitley able to finally get Mitchell on the board there. Ringler getting the basket. Right there, another good list. And right there, another basket by Fields. Finding Robinson in the corner. He hit a couple of those as we're at halftime. Edgewood leads 44-19 over Mitchell. You're watching Edgewood Basketball on Smithville Sports.
Hi, I'm Christy McBride, Director of Hoosier Hills Career Center. So part of what we do here at the Career Center is to make sure that we are preparing students for college, careers, and beyond. Our goal is to make sure that those students that come into our center have marketable, transferable skills that they can use in a variety of locations, or to at least give them those entry-level skills where they can keep climbing up the ladder and learning more. So Hoosier Hills Career Center offers opportunities for any student. Typically we have juniors and seniors that come to our program, but because we're physically attached to Bloomington North High School, we have freshmen and sophomores who come. We are seated in Monroe County, but we service Owen County, Morgan County, and Greene County. We have 5 different school districts that allow us to serve 9 different schools. So we have quite a broad spectrum of folks that we can serve here at the Career Center. We offer close to 200 dual credits completely free of charge to our students. So students can come out with a technical certificate, or if they're really hardworking and they combine their technical skill dual credits and their academic dual credits, they actually can get to an associate's degree. Last spring, we were awarded a grant that is through the Department of Workforce Development called the Skill Up 3 grant. And that allowed for us to bring the Emergency Medical Services program to Hoosier Hills Career Center. Super excited about that program, not just with the dual credits that are offered, but we've had numerous students ask about what's next. They may take a health science class and say, well, I really want to go and do something what about on the ambulance? I want to work on the ambulance, or I want to work in the ER. So it really made sense to listen to the students and say, what's next?
My name is Mike Hendricks, and I'm an instructor here at Hoosier Hills Career Center, and I teach the EMT program. I started in 1983 as a first responder, and also became a CPR instructor in 1983. Have been continuously certified as a CPR instructor, and I've also been in EMS continuously since then. Been an EMT and then an advanced EMT. So the EMT course is approximately 160 didactic hours, meaning lecture type hours. This class runs for the entire school year. And by the time we have all of the sending schools come in, get settled, and then by the time they have to leave early to catch their buses, we get about 2.5 hours of quality education time in. So I try to make this training as realistic as I can, knowing that high school students don't have a lot of background to draw from. So we teach in teams. I make the students responsible to each other. A lot of the homework is taught in a team concept where they have to work together. We practice as a team, and we are responsible to each other for our actions or inactions. Because in EMS, we have to work together as a team. If we don't, then our care suffers and the patient suffers. So everything is based on cooperation and respect, as well as a hierarchy of leadership. So we also use a student team leader. So we learn a chain of command in this class as well. We have students who come in from the fire science program. I have students coming in from the medical technology class. And then I have students who come in with no other background whatsoever. When they leave the program, I have students who will go to college and use this for allied health, such as respiratory therapy. I have students who will go into nursing. I've had students go into the military and use the program there. And I've had students go straight into employment, working at a fire department or an ambulance service. And I'm proud to say that I have 2 students right now working together in Martinsville on an ambulance. So the students do get to graduate and go into real world experience. So it's mostly high school seniors, and because of the age requirement, we want students to be able to test and get certified by the end of the school year. So in other words, we want students who will be 18 by the end of May. So the aspects of the training are, this is a fully credentialed National Registry EMT program. That curriculum is regulated by the Department of Transportation, and it's administered by the Department of Homeland Security. So we meet all the requirements through Indiana, through Department of Homeland Security, and then as required by National Registry. So the students will earn their National Registry certification first, then they can transfer that to a state of Indiana certification. The testing is in 2 parts. One is there's a skills or hands-on portion that involves 13 different skill stations.
The nature of the testing is very different than sitting down at a computer and answering questions or writing an essay. This is, how do you perform with a person strapped on a backboard or taking them from one position on the ground to a sitting position. It is just a very different type of testing environment.
The second part is there's a written test that's on a computer, and the computer is predictive in its analysis of whether a student or candidate will pass. And within the first 12 questions, that National Registry exam will know if you're going to pass or not. And it can take you from 70 to approximately 120 questions.
Mr. Hendricks, our teacher, just cares a whole lot about every single student. He wants everybody to pass. So he'll do anything he can to help.
The advantage of taking the training here in a career center setting is the students or the candidates are getting the training now while they're young, and so potential employers such as the fire department are not having to pay for that training. These students graduate with their credentials, so they're already employable. They're ready to work. EMTs their skill sets are becoming more and more valuable as the population increases and as the need for more physicians and more healthcare workers increases. EMTs will be utilized more and more. There is a definite high demand.
We've actually had folks from Indianapolis. The Indianapolis EMT outreach coordinator came down and shared with our students and was trying to recruit them because the need is across the state.
I would highly recommend this course, especially in this setting, because it is a college level course. The students get 7.5 hours of college credit through Ivy Tech. Those transfer across the state. So if a student wants to go into nursing, if they want to go into allied health, they've got an excellent start to a college education program. I've had students who've told me they love coming to class every day because it's like Christmas every day. I'm always opening some new box, and they're getting to see something new or experience something new, and every day's different.
More folks are trying to figure out what they can actually do to help others, which is heartwarming. You know, that's what we want to see. We want to grow that compassion, and these students absolutely want to do those things to serve. The ability for us to offer our students and folks from the community the stair-stepping ability to just keep going up that ladder and getting more training and going further with what you want to do for your profession, you know, that's really what it's all about.
We welcome you back here to the Mustang Corral, where the Edgewood Mustangs JV team holding a pretty sizable lead, 44-19 here as we start the second half. I'm Quinn Saturday alongside Nick Jenkinson. And Nick, It was a very impressive start for the Mustangs, up to a 24-3 run, but then the Mitchell Bluejackets made it a second quarter, only losing out on that quarter 20-16.
Yeah, Mitchell made a good run in the second quarter. They got a lot of baskets inside. They were able to get some offensive rebounds, get some second chance looks, and get some stops on the defensive end as well. Edgewood, you know, they've just got to keep the pedal to the metal at this point. You've got a big lead. You don't want to lose it. It's senior night for your varsity guys. You got 6 seniors to honor. You're on a 5-game winning streak. You're 16-5, and you only got one more left to play this coming season against Eastern Green on the road next Thursday. So this is the final chance to show these home fans what Edgewood basketball is all about.
Looks like Cade Wigley and Trey Craig will start the second half for the Blue Jackets, along with Arroyo Ashbury and Andrew Shepard. As we are underway. And that is thrown away, and it will stay with the Blue Jackets.
A good defense by Edgewood. Edgewood's going to keep forcing, Quinn. They're going to keep attacking Mitchell.
Roy Ashbury over to Shepard, as that is again knocked out of bounds in Edgewood basketball. Bit of a slow start here, a couple of knocked out possessions, as we have Jurgis over into the corner is Dowering. Back to Jurgis, to Sims. Nice little spin move. Gets the dumping right there to Ringler, who misses it but gets his own rebound and is able to score.
Followed his shot, got the offensive putback.
Now the Blue Jackets going the other way. Into the post is Craig. He had a good second quarter, and he is hacked and will go to the line for 2. And that foul is going to be on Huntenlocker.
Edgewood students wanted a clean block. They weren't going to get it as he goes to the line.
Trey Craig now at the line. 2 shots. Gets the first one to roll there. He now has he has now tied the team high with 5 points. Here is the second one. And that one is no good, and that is rebounded by Jurgis, who's going to go ahead and push the tempo. Jurgis doesn't find Dowering as Craig is able to steal it, and he's going to go the other way. Sims knocks it away temporarily, but unable to. Bit of a skirmish for the ball is knocked out of bounds. And it looks like it will stay with the Blue Jackets.
Sean Sims very active on defense. He was ready for the transition if it went the other way.
Roy Asbury to Shepard. Trying to find him in the post. There's Craig into Fields. Fields gets blocked from behind, but there again is Trey Craig with the basket.
He's done a good job, Quinn. He's been active in this game, and he's definitely leading the charge for Mitchell.
Dowering trying to find something over to Huntenlocker. Knocked away by Shepard as he's able to set the tempo, but stolen right away by Ringler. Now it's going to Edgewood's way. Roy Ashbury unable to get that steal. Huntenlocker drives, sends it back out. Here is Dowering over to Ringler with a screen. Dowering wasn't ready, but able to recover it in time as Ringler left wide open for the 3, and he makes Mitchell pay.
Pushes that lead to 27 points.
Ringler having quite the night as Fields is going to pop from 3, no good. It's going back to Edgewood. Here's the circling it around. Here's Dowring. He's going to try a three. No good. Sims with the rebound with the nice little shot fake and gets it to go. His 10th point of the ball game.
And a 29-point lead for Edgewood, just opening the floodgates.
And that's a banked in three by Cade Wigley, his second three of the game. And a big shot for the Blue Jackets. That's thrown out of bounds and will go back to the Blue Jackets as Brandon Paulus and Race England are now back into the game for Mitchell.
Mitchell, at this point, Quinn, they've just got to work on their stuff. They know they're not going to win the game. They just got to stay back in it.
Shepard drive, stops with the runner, no good. Craig again almost gets the rebound, but Ringler there is able to take it away. And now Edgewood pushing it forward. Unlocker to Jurgis. Sims now. Gets it through two defenders, hits it off the backboard, and good for Sean Sims.
Continues to shine for this Edgewood JV squad, doing it on both ends of the floor.
Shepard to Royal Ashbury. Circling it around. Shepard's going to fire the three. No good. Rebounded by Dowring. He's going to go ahead and start up the fast break, and there's Ringler. Ringler with 7 points here in this quarter. Having himself quite the game tonight.
Pushing the lead to 30.
That is his 20th point of the ball game, as that is a three right there by Race England. Yeah, 20 points right now for Ringler. He is having a fantastic game.
We always talk about it, Quinn. There's always that one guy that has the breakout game in JV. Tonight it's Landon Ringler.
A little bit of sloppy passing, but it's taken right back by Dowring. Unlocker tries to get the shot fake up, but is able to draw the foul from Paulus. He will go to the line.
Good job by Edgewood, just keeps getting to the line and just a complete performance.
Caden Huttenlocker with just 3 points in this game so far. Misses that first one. In come in a couple of substitutions. Connor Fields comes back in and Lucas Slayton comes in. Here is the second one from Huttenlocker as he makes that one. He now has 4 points. Mitchell brings it up. England. Back over to Arroyo Asbury. That blocked right there by Huttenlocker. Asbury hits the shot right there. Juan Arroyo Asbury with his first 2 of the game. Had a couple not fall earlier in the game. That his first basket. Again, throwing it around, tries to feed Ringler, who had the mismatch, but unable to make the shot. As now here comes Mitchell.
Way too strong for Ringler on that shot.
Here's Fields, stripped by Sims as it's going the other way. Dowring, unable to get it. Sims gets the offensive rebound and is fouled. He will go to the line.
Dorian couldn't get the finish. Sims tried to follow, got fouled, and again, Edgewood just gonna try to live at the line here with a big lead.
Sean Sims now at the line. Misses that first one. As in comes in number 42 for Edgewood. That is Nick McCullough.
Another freshman that Coach Moorhead's brought up.
Here's the second one. That one is no good, and now Mitchell will go ahead and bring it back up. And there's a whistle on the play, as that is A foul on Edgewood, and now Slayton will go to the line. There's the first. He gets that one to go. His first point of the night.
And Mitchell cuts this lead to 25. They're trying to use everything they can to get back in this game, but they're going to have to get a lot of stops defensively to even have a chance.
Brandon Tolliver comes back into the game, as well as Keegan Jackson. Here's the second one, no good, and is going the other way now for Edgewood. Sims finds McCullough. Dowering gets called for the travel, ended up picking up his dribble on the nice steal attempt.
Yeah, can't do that. Got a little antsy and gets called for the travel.
Less than a minute left now here in the third quarter. Passing it back to Slayton with the one-handed runner, not able to get it to go. And here comes Dowering, who's going to throw it ahead to Sims, who's going to try to shoot it all in one motion, but unable to get it, as now Mitchell has it on the fast break. There's the go-ahead, and a nice shot, unable to convert is Tolliver, as it is out of bounds, and it will go to the Mustangs.
Sean Sims using that athleticism to no avail, with Edgewood couldn't finish.
Less than 30 seconds left. Edgewood looks like they're going to wait for one last shot. McCullough loses it off of his foot, and it's going the other way now. And Sims catches them napping, and he's going to try to drive at the lane. One-on-one contested, unable to get it. Batted around and is out of bounds. It looks like he'll go with Mitchell with 1.3 seconds left on the clock. Here's the inbound. And here's the shot from England, and it is short. As we'll go to the fourth now. Edgewood up on top, 56-31.
You want reliable internet from a company you can trust to be there for you 24/7. Look no further than Smithville. With our local customer service and technical support, you'll be speaking with someone who lives and works in your community. And with Smithville's fibre optic internet, your connection will be fast, reliable and secure. Call us today at 800 742 4084 to experience the Smithville difference yourself. Smithville, the only internet you'll ever need.
We welcome you back here to the Mustang Corral as you get a look here at the Edgewood huddle. Coach Brad Moorhead coaching up his team, who are leading now by 25 here as we enter into the final quarter. Again, Quinn Saturday along with Nick Jenkinson. And Nick, 20 points from Landon Ringler in this game so far. He has been outstanding.
He has been outstanding. His dad, Lance, is on the bench along with Chuck Souter, the freshman coach. And for Brad Moorhead, a great game from Landon, an Edgewood kid through and through. Mom was a top golfer here, played collegiately at Iowa State. He's also been a collegiate golf coach at Iowa State and UNLV. So he's just having a great night here on senior night in this JV game.
Going the other way now is Tolliver as he's able to make the basket. Mitchell has a lot of work to catch up here, but already showing that determination early. Joe West now from the freshman team, the ball handler, and loses it. It's going the other way now. It's going over to England. Gonna drive baseline, unable to get it, and McCullough gets the rebound. And they're gonna go ahead and start the fast break. That is Robinson. He had a couple threes in that first half. West over to Ringler. Gonna drive, it is stolen away. And a layup attempt is no good by Tolliver as we end up getting a jump ball as it will stay with Mitchell.
Got to make those layups, Quinn. Edgewood not able to finish there.
almost looked like he was going for the dunk, but then kind of like decided not to at the last second. The way he was running. Inbounded pass to Arroyo. Here's England from the corner. No good. Stays with Mitchell. And right there is Robinson, who picks the pocket, drives, and knocked away by Arroyo Asbury. Does he remind you of someone? The small guy who just continuously gets at defenders and pokes the ball away?
I think we'll see that in the varsity game. That would be Sam Keto of Edgewood, and also his older brother Joe, who graduated last year. Joe Keto, to me, was one of the best one-on-one defenders I've seen at this level.
Robinson just able to get it in before the 5-second call. Able to drive, snakes his way around 3 different defenders and gets it to go.
Beautiful move by Robinson. 3 was no good there with Edgewood recovering.
Edgewood now pushing it. Unable to get that, and a foul underneath. And that will lead to 3 throws for Ringler. Oh, actually, no, they will have it underneath.
It wasn't a foul shot, but you got substitutions in for Edgewood to see Dorian and Jurgis come back in, placing a couple freshmen. Looks like they reversed the call, and it'll be Mitchell ball this time.
They decided that it wasn't out of bounds, as is go with Mitchell. 5 minutes and some change here. Mitchell down 25. Throws it into Craig, who gets it to go. His 9th point of the game. Here's the shot, and that is good from Joshua Webb. His 4th point of the night. Pushes it back to 25.
Good job by Joshua Webb to get inside. Craig having a great game, though.
As he gets to double digits on that post up. Here's the drive, and it goes for Jurgis. His first point since the first quarter when he hit a 3. Hasn't needed to score tonight, but
hey, Edgewood's getting a lot of guys in the act. They're sharing the basketball.
Stolen inbound pass, and that's another 3. Man, we talk about that. Braden Robinson. You can bet we'll be seeing him in varsity in the future, and he'll be hitting those exact same 3s.
Gets the steal there, fast break.
And it goes up and is fouled, unable to get it. And he will now go to the line. Braden Robinson, sophomore guard, played very well tonight.
We'll definitely see some time next year at JV with the graduation of 6 seniors, as Coach Moorhead's going to call the 30-second timeout.
Once again, senior parents, we'd ask you to make your way.
Just a quick reset here. If you're just joining us,
as the
getting ready for the varsity action.
Play clock gets down close to 2 minutes.
Edgewood jumped out to a commanding 24-3 lead to start this game and hasn't really looked back. Mitchell has done a good job of stopping the bleeding some and staying within about 20 to 25 points, but Edgewood has maintained control of this game.
And Edgewood's actually and Mitchell were tied 12-12 there in the 3rd quarter, so it was 44-19 at half, as you mentioned, 20-16 in the 2nd quarter. I mean, Mitchell has fought their way back, give them credit, but that 24-3 start in the 1st quarter kills you.
Probably wish they had that back. Robinson does not hit that one. So it's going the other way. Shepard. Nice fake. Shot, no good. Rebounded it going the other way now for Edgewood. Over to Ringler. Drives. Draws contact and will now go to the line.
Now we're going to see the line shift from Mitchell, bringing in the whole new 5 after this free throw.
Landon Ringler hits that first one. His first points of the quarter. And my apologies, he actually had 21 heading into this quarter, so that is now his 22nd point of the game.
Been a great performance from Landon Ringler. Seen 5 games of varsity action so far this season.
Hits that one, goes up to 23. This is the largest lead of the night. It's a 30-point game now. Mitchell going with some screens. Arroyo Asbury trying to get something to go, as is unable to. Robinson. Ringler now in the corner. No good. Fight for the rebound, and it's going to be a jump ball, and that is going to stay. Actually, yeah, that is going to stay with Edgewood.
Now, Ringler had an open look at it, couldn't knock it down, but what a game for him tonight.
Robinson going to try the 3. He hits another one. 4 3-pointers tonight for the sophomore. Here's the 3-point attempt. No good. Stays with Mitchell. Partially blocked. And a fight for the ball. Looks like they're going to call a jump ball. Surprised there wasn't a foul call on that.
Yeah, Ringler and the Mitchell player were going for it. And again, officials let it go.
Inbound to Arroyo Asbury. Now over to Slayton, who's going to try the one-handed runner. No good. That is rebounded by Webb. And now Edgewood's going to go ahead and bring it up. Over to Ringler. Drives, cuts through the defense, basically touches all of the rim, but decides not to go in.
The iron unkind at that point for Ringler.
Slayton being guarded by Robinson. Finds Arroyo Asbury. Stolen away right there by Jurgis. And now the baseball pass up ahead. No good. Rebounded by Edgewood. Webb tied up, and that is going to be another jump ball. And this will stay with Edgewood.
And here goes Landon Ringler to the bench.
And here comes in Zach Falk now, number 34. So now everyone on the bench has played now for Edgewood. Here's Robinson, drives to the lane, drew contact, and now will go to the line.
Braden Robinson's been another player that's had a great game. Really, all of Edgewood, man, every player has pretty much scored in this game, and it's just been all Edgewood from the outset.
Braden Robinson with 15 points tonight. Both coming only in the second and fourth quarter, so he's still got a couple quarters to play with. As he hits that second one, up to 16 now. Less than 2 minutes left here. Mitchell England trying to find something to Arroyo Asbury, unable to hit that. Rebounded by Tolliver, kept it alive, shot from the corner, and that is a foul. As we get another line shift from Mitchell, as we will have Race England shoot three actually, because they were going to say he was behind the line. Misses that first one.
And these are critical for Mitchell. Quinn at the line, shooting three, missed the first.
Makes that second one.
Now we'll see the line shift for Mitchell.
And here's the third one. He sinks that one. I believe Meatloaf once said 2 out of 3 ain't bad.
Absolutely agree.
Inbound pass. It's Hammonds now. Over to Robinson, who's going to fire another three. That's a heat check moment right there as he swishes that one.
Wonder if some of the former Edgewood players are in the building that used to shoot those threes all the time, like Cole Craddock, Tommy Weekly, Cooper Bybee.
To Webb, he hits the baseline jumper. As we are now under a minute left. Into Craig. And a jump ball situation caused by Webb. It will stay with the Bluejackets.
Well, a dominating performance for Edgewood tonight, Quinn. They're going to take another, they're going to run another game to their win record. Got one more against Eastern Green on Thursday.
Just able to save it is Jay Schaff, as he's going to drive to the lane and is fouled and will go to the line. Up at the line. Here's the first. Bounce does not go his way. We'll get one more. Here's the second. Unable to get that one as well. Rebounded by Collier, and Edgewood now may look to just run this out. Shepherd had other ideas, but it has stayed with Edgewood.
Looks like Mitchell was trying to foul a little bit. They knocked it away.
Shave. Great pass ahead, and that is scored by Wigley. Up ahead, 10 seconds remaining now. As they're going to let the clock run out, and that is going to do it. Edgewood with a commanding 77-41 win here tonight at the Mustang Corral. As we get to see the second half highlights. Sims, first and third quarter, only 2 quarters played, but left an impact. As right there, big three there for Mitchell, as they actually they tied for that quarter. Sims hits that one on the one-on-one isolation. There's the three right there from England. And a nice block by Huttenlocker. And then the big shot. And again, very much unfortunate for the bad start. As you could definitely tell, down the stretch, Mitchell was very competitive. And then Robinson just on fire, as that's going to do it here for Nick Jenkins and I am Quinn Saturday. Edgewood wins 77-41. Varsity coming up in 20 minutes. You're watching Edgewood Basketball on Smithville Sports.
McDonald's offers scholarship opportunities.
welcome you live from the Mustang Corral here at Edgewood High School, where the Mustangs, it's senior night, and they will also be hosting the Mitchell Bluejackets in a game of two teams above 500. The Mustangs 11-10 and the Bluejackets 10-8 coming into tonight. Alongside Nick Jenkinson, I am Quinn Saturday, and Nick, a lot of different things that for this game. We got 6 seniors tonight being honored, 5 of them getting started, obviously, because you can't start 6 players. I bet Coach Wadsworth wish he could start 6 players, but we do have 5 seniors starting tonight, and it is a very special group of seniors.
Very special group of seniors indeed. You got Parker Harrington, Logan Slayball, Derek Farkas, Patrick Gardner, Sam Keto, and Cam Curtis. And of those guys, 3 of them start, with Harrington, Farkas, and Sam Keto. And they've been a very big part of what Edgewood basketball has done the last couple years. Now, Parker Harrington didn't play last year, but they have been key cogs in a season under Matt Wadsworth.
And then on the other side, for the Mitchell Bluejackets, have some really good players and have a bit of a shorter rotation here tonight. But very good team, 10-8. Doug Thomas, first winning season last year in almost a decade. This is definitely a Bluejackets team that is on the rise.
On the rise, 9 straight losing seasons from 2009 to 2018. They were 13-10 a year ago, lost to Linton in the sectional first round, and were 13-8 in 2008-2009. As
we're going to go ahead and have the national anthem. Excellent job on the national anthem.
Yeah, that's the All Abilities Choir of Monroe County, and they've done a great job. They've sung at both North and Edgewood as well as IU women's basketball game. So great job by them.
Awesome job by them, and now we'll go ahead and get to the starting lineups now for the Mitchell Bluejackets. Number 4, Nate Reynolds.
First for the visiting Bluejackets.
Number 14, Alec Barlow.
Number 4, Nate Reynolds.
Number 24, Nick Mundy. Number 25, Luke Lefevre.
Alec Barlow.
And number 33, Edric Cash. As you mentioned, Coach Doug Thomas finally getting Mitchell on the right side of that 500 record last season. And again, they are above 500 at 10-8. As for the Edgewood Mustangs, they'll be starting 5 seniors tonight. In addition to the usual starters in Sam Keto, Derek Farkas, and Parker Harrington, Logan Slayball and Cam Curtis will be starting here on senior night.
Always a great job by a lot of coaches do trying to start their seniors. No matter what, as you see Logan Slayball getting introduced first.
A senior, number 40, Parker
And then Parker Harrington, he had a rough game against Orleans, but got to get it going tonight.
Derek Farkas.
see Derek Farkas getting introduced.
Senior, number 13,
Cam Curtis, another senior who doesn't
and
get the start off.
senior, number 12, Sam Keto.
And then for the second year in a row, Keto starts on senior night. This time it's Sam Keto. Last year, brother Joe.
Any more Ketos down the pipeline?
That's the end of the Keto pipeline. There was three brothers. There's Max, Joe, and Sam. They were all a part of the Edgewood Baseball state runner-up team a season ago with Joe and Sam playing. Max is an assistant coach, also their dad an assistant coach as well. Joe's a walk-on for Indiana State baseball. As here we go, it's Edgewood and Mitchell. When Edgewood's controlled this series the last several years, leading 20-2. Mitchell looking to finally break the drought.
We'll have Parker Harrington and Edric Cash on the tip-off. And tip is won by Edgewood as Keto will go ahead and bring it up court.
The other 90.
Parker's going to drive baseline, and he gets the basket to go.
Basket by
That's the way you want to start on senior night. You go right to the basket. Derek Farkas on the board.
Lefevre to Barlow. Over to Reynolds. Down baseline. There's to Cash, and Cash gets it in for the basket tie game.
basket by Cash.
Good job by Cash underneath the basket, and Edgewood quickly down the floor.
Quickly down the floor, bringing it around the key, and then Keto's going to go ahead and set it up. Over to Curtis, to Harrington. Back to Curtis, who's going to go ahead and drive. Hit it out to Keto from the corner. Does not hit it as Reynolds will go ahead and take it up court.
Sam Keto just left it short. Mitchell cleared out the lane on that rebound.
Mundy going to drive right by Slayball and is called for the offensive foul.
Personal foul, number 24.
So that'll be the first on Nick Mundy. The team's first. As going to inbound it. Slayball. Drive. Cash deflects it out of bounds. Will stay with Edgewood.
Good job by Cash right in the middle of the lane to deflect that away. It seems like he's going to be one of the big guy leaders for Mitchell in this game.
Keto getting double teamed now by Barlow and Cash. Able to find Slaybaugh, who hesitates a bit and is called for the travel.
Going to be interesting to see how long the seniors get to play with your normal starters, Trevor Taylor and Coleman Sater, on the bench.
Luckily for Coach Wadsworth, a lot of seniors who are starters, so might ride this out for a while as Keto gets the steal. Over to Farkas, who's going to fire the three. No good. Harrington with a one-handed rebound. Can't get it to go. Farkas contested at the rim, and now we'll go to the line. And that's going to be the second on Monday.
Second on Monday. You mentioned earlier, Edgewood has a very light rotation, just about 6 deep. So not a lot of options for Doug Thomas to bring in. He may have to go deeper than 6 tonight.
Farkas hits the first one.
Bluejackets substitution, number 21, Trevin Lee.
Trevin Lee now will enter the game now.
He replaces Monday.
For Monday. Here is the second now for Farkas, who makes that one. All 4 points of the Mustangs belong to him. Crowd wanting their 6th senior in as well. Patrick, as Cash drives to the rim, and Harrington gets the denial, and it's going the other way. Harrington now on the wing, tries to drive baseline, finds Slaybaugh, cannot hit the three, and Reynolds is going to go ahead and bring it up. Thought about shooting it, but brings it back out. Throws it into Lefevre, and he is fouled. That'll go ahead and be 2 foul shots now for Luke Lefevre.
The other night, Quinn, Edgewood really struggled to get off to a good start against Northview. Northview was bombing in threes, led 37-25 at half. Edgewood came back, though, to win 69-64.
He will make that first one.
And part of it was Coleman Sater at the line going 13-13 the other night.
I guess we could finally say free on free throws as he hits both of them, both sides hitting all the free throws here as we are again tied up. That foul was on Derek Farkas, his first, by the way, as going to go ahead and bring it up. Keto, Slaybaugh, going to drive baseline. The contest by Cash alters the shot as it's now going the other way. Cash gets Harrington on the fake and scores the basket as Mitchell gets their first lead of the game.
Good job by Cash as we question. Definitely the guy that's going to lead this Mitchell team. 4 points so far.
Keto able to break the trap. And now it's Slaybaugh. Gets it around, finds Harrington in the corner. Hesitation, goes for the layup, unable to get it as Mitchell's now going the other way. Stolen away by Slaybaugh. And Edgewood has it. Over to Farkas, and Farkas is fouled. I think Farkas has drawn all 3 fouls from Mitchell to start this game.
That is quite the stat so far for Derek Farkas.
That will be on Alec Barlow, his first, the team's third. Keto now, one-on-one to Farkas. He thought about it. Over to Harrington at the top of the key. Curtis, now Farkas, gonna let it fly. No good, and rebounded by Lefevre. Lefevre now with Curtis on him. To Reynolds. Reynolds gonna try the 3, no good. Bounced around, and now Farkas is gonna bring it up.
Good job by Derek Farkas. Edgewood loves the control.
And Harrington gets the 3. You talked about it last week. Shutout, but a big 3 here to get the lead back for Edgewood.
First shot the other night, he hit the 3 against Northview. That's what he needed to get going.
Now, 7-6 lead now for Edgewood. Under 4, about halfway through this first quarter. And here's a 3, no good, as attended by Lee. And now Edgewood's going the other way. Farkas bounces off, unable to hit the off-balance shot. And now Mitchell has the ball. And here's the shot from Lefevre, no good. Rebounded by Slaybaugh. And now it's going the other way.
One and done for Mitchell right now. Edgewood getting all the rebounds.
Curtis over to Harrington. Farkas again. Gonna switch it back out to Keto. He's gonna go ahead and reset the offense. Drives, finds Farkas in the corner. No good, and rebounded by Barlow.
Neither team right now able to get their shots to fall.
Have to think that if you are Mitchell, you got to take advantage here in the early going as Cash with the one-hander.
And that's how you take advantage, Quinn. He's got 6 points of the 8. Get inside if you're Edgar Cash.
And for this full court break, full court press
forces
the bad pass, but it will stay with Edgewood as in comes
number 3, Trevor Taylor.
a couple of key players here as Coleman Sater, Trevor Taylor, and Zeke Powell, the 3, 4, and 5 hitters, so to speak, come into the game.
Yeah, Zeke Powell definitely has been the guy that comes off the bench for Edgewood. Been that 6th man.
Shot is no good, and now Mitchell will have the ball up 8-7 now. 2:20 left here in this first quarter. Pass inside to Reynolds, and that is a travel, and the ball will go back. And we got the Edgewood band in here.
Gotta love them. They always provide the soundtrack for the fans here.
And Sater caught the defense napping as he gets right to the basket. and draws the foul.
Basket by Sater is good.
A little bit of
Personal
lackadaisical defense, transition
Number
defense.
21, Lee.
Sater will go to the line for the three-point play. That is a foul on Trevin Lee,
Sater
his
will
first
shoot
and the
one
team's
free throw.
fourth. Here's the free throw from Sater. You just mentioned he had 13 of 13 in that one game, so he's right where he left off. As it's now 10-8, and he gets the steal before the foul. We'll see who it's on.
Personal
And
foul number 5.
They're going to
Sater.
call it on Sater that he reached in. That's going to be his first, the team's second.
Yeah, definitely going to be a tight game here. Emotions are high. It's senior night for Edgewood. Just got to put it behind you and just play.
We always talked about this in years past that, sometimes on a thing, like on a celebrated night like senior night, you can take advantage of a team who may be focused, rightfully so on other things, As here we go. Cash now at the top of the key to Lefevre. Taylor on him. Over to Cash. With Harrington all over him. On the denial. He's going to drive in. Go with the one-handed
Basket by
shot.
Cash.
As he now has 8 points. Has that nice quick first step. Harrington to Farkas. Had the give and go from Harrington, unable to get it. Here's Powell for three, no good. And a foul underneath. As it looks like this will go against Mitchell.
Personal foul number 14, Shepard.
As that's going to be the second on Alec Barlow. So now 2 players now in foul trouble. As Sater
Basket
able to
by
get
Sater.
gets it to go, his 5th point of the ball game. And Edgewood with the 12-10 lead.
Well, so far Mitchell's getting it inside to Cash, but Edgewood is doing well at the line.
Reynolds finds Lee. Over to Lefevre. Drives. Able to get a nice separation on the Euro step and hits it. And we have a tie game right here.
Trevor Taylor yet to score, yet to really touch the ball.
Harrington from the same spot as before.
Harrington.
Seems like he found a sweet spot here as he hits another 3.
One of the leading 3-point scorers on this Edgewood team, Parker Harrington.
Taylor gets a deflection and it goes out of bounds. And it's off of Taylor's shin as it will stay with Mitchell. 11 seconds left here on the clock. Fans disagree with the call, but it was the right call. Cash, full court press. Time running out right now. I don't know if they know the time right now. Over to Cash. Keeps it up. He's going to throw it and are unable to get a shot off. As that's the end of the first quarter. Edgewood leads 15-12 over Mitchell Bluejackets. You're watching Edgewood Basketball on Smithville Sports.
Smithville Media has produced stunning and engaging features and documentaries for over a decade. Local interest stories, interviews, commercials and event coverage are all part of what we do. Let us showcase your business or create a commercial for your promotions. We can even play your pieces during our live sports broadcasts. For details, speak with a Smithville representative or email media@smithville.com.
And welcome back here to the Mustang Corral. Very closely contested game so far. Edgewood with the 15-12 lead here. As we come back here, it is senior night. We talked about it, the seniors played the first 5.5 minutes of that first quarter and provided some really good minutes there, especially from players who hadn't started the season, Logan Sladebaugh and Cam Curtis.
Yeah, both of them played very well. Patrick Gardner, the lone senior, hasn't been able to get in yet, but Good performance. Of course, now you've got Sater and Taylor in the game. Trevor Taylor, though, yet to score. He's had double figures in every game he has played this season.
As Powell jumps into the scores table, gives the official scorer a hug.
Yeah, that's Lance Ringler, Landon Ringler's dad. He had a great game in the JV.
Mitchell now bringing it in. Unable to get that. Is going the other way. Taylor.
Sean Sims in the game for Edgewood.
Sims to Powell for three. No good. Rebounded by Lee.
Too strong for Powell, but Mitchell's got to take advantage of these opportunities.
Cash has to pick up his dribble. Over to Lefevre. Here's Reynolds. Gets a bit of a push off, then loses control of the ball, and Taylor ends up with it. He's driving down the lane now, and he's able to get the basket for his first points of the game. And Cash probably smartly decides not to contest it to avoid drawing the foul.
Good move by Cash, and opts to draw the foul on Taylor as we got a foul on the other end.
And that is going to be a foul on Taylor, his first. The team's third. Fever into Cash. Gives it off to Lee, who's going to drive down the lane and picks up the bump, drawing a foul on Edgewood.
Personal foul, number 4, Powell.
That's going to be on Powell, his first.
Lee shooting 2.
And the team's fourth. And Lee will go to the line now. Trevin Lee, the sixth man on this team, hits that first one. He will get one more.
And he basically stays in the lineup because Nick Mundy picked up those 2 fouls in the first quarter.
Makes that second one. Now Powell will go ahead and bring it up the court. Here's Farkas again with the fake. Sims, he's going to shoot from the corner. Unable to get it, but Farkas gets the rebound to keep the Edgewood possession alive. Defense loses him as Farkas gets a chance at it. Sims gets a third chance, fourth opportunity, and a foul. 3 offensive rebounds on that possession to keep that alive.
And it was Sean Sims, the way that he can come off the bench. Mitchell is going to have to go a little deeper into their bench.
Yeah, that's going to be the second on Lee now, the 6th team.
And they're going to bring Trey Craig in, who we saw in the JV game.
Trey Craig will come into the game. Here's Sater, no good. Gets another rebound, so that's now 4 total offensive rebounds on this possession.
Sater with 4 double-doubles on the year. 35 points, his career high, or his high against Monrovia earlier this year.
Sater gonna throw it out to Powell. Gets by his defender, tries a runner, no good. Craig gets the rebound, but Powell knocks it out. They're gonna say it's off of Powell though. Stay with Mitchell.
Edgewood substitutions, number 40, Harrington, number 12, Keto.
Gonna see Harrington and Keto come in, replacing Farkas and Powell for Edgewood.
Lefevre brings it up court. Cash at the top of the key with Sater on him. Gonna try to drive by him, gets double teamed. Gonna try to find Reynolds, who then does the nice give and go. Looks out. There is Connor Fields. Cash. Sims all over him. Goes for the running hook, no good. Fields gets the rebound. Cash out to Fields now. He's gonna shoot the 3, no good. And Sater with the rebound.
And quickly, Sater pushes up the floor like he always does.
Harrington from that right wing again, this time no good. And now Lefevre's going to go ahead and push it up. Over to Reynolds on the fast break, gets it to go.
Basket, Reynolds.
His first basket of the game. It's a 1-point game now.
Mitchell going toe-to-toe right now with Edgewood. Quinn trading basket for basket.
Taylor now, only 2 points so far. The only 2 for Edgewood in this quarter, as we're almost halfway through. Taylor for 3, no good. Sater gets the rebound.
Basket,
and how many times have we seen that? Sater lives on those offensive rebounds.
And beautiful, he didn't go down with it to bring it back up. He just stayed in the air and put it right back in.
Definitely a very underrated thing. Players don't always need to dribble on that if they're not moving.
That's
Lefevre.
Incredible athleticism, too, to just remain in the air and get the shot back up.
Lefevre over to Reynolds. Looking for something out of the corner. There's Lefevre. To Cash. Over to Reynolds. To Lefevre. He's one-on-one now with Taylor. He finds an opening. He's going to drive to the lane, and he draws the foul on Sims.
Yeah, Sean Sims known for committing a ton of fouls. We saw that in the JV and Varsity last week against Orleans when he picked up, I think, 4 each in both games.
Lefevre hits the first one. He now has 5 points.
Substitution for the Mustangs, number 14, Farkas. For the Bluejackets, number 0-1.
Taylor will go
Arroyo
ahead and sub
Asbury.
out. And Lefevre hits the second one. He's got 6.
Mitchell going back deep into the bench as we see Arroyo Asbury come in the game. Number 0 for Mitchell.
Very tight rotation, getting some players in tonight because of foul trouble. Keto to Harrington. Trying to find Sater. Sater gets around Craig, but unable to get it. Gets his own rebound. Loses it, and then the foul is called.
Personal foul, 0.
And that is going to be
Arroyo Asbury.
on Arroyo Asbury, his first. And that's going to be the team's 7th, which is going to put the Mustangs in the bonus.
And you got
Sater
Coleman
shooting
Sater
1-1.
at the line. He's the guy that you want to live at the line for Edgewood, the way he's been able to hit them as he showed the other night.
Makes the first one. We'll get one more. Has 8 points so far tonight. Misses that one. First miss of the night for Edgewood.
77% free throw shooter, averages 16.5 is Sater.
Looking for the screen. Here's Cash on the wing. Tries to drive in on Sater, and that is a loud booming kick from Farkas. Good awareness on defense, but it's a kick ball, so returns to Mitchell.
Derek Farkas just under 10 points a game at 9.2 this season, has definitely found his role with his basketball team.
Cash now over to Reynolds. Craig posting up on Harrington. Step back, no good, as Edgewood will corral it. Under 3 now here as Sater. Now over to Keto.
There's the matchup you want to see, Quinn. Arroyo Asbury and Sam Keto guarding each other. 2 pests on defense.
Also in the game is Hayden Huttenlocker, as here's the 3 from Harrington, no good. Cash gets that rebound and rips it away from Farkas. Very impressive first half for Cash, as it's a 20-18 lead right now for Edgewood as we hit around the 2-minute mark.
Cash has not scored, though, in the second quarter.
Lefevre. Roy Asbury to Cash. Looking for something over to Reynolds. He's going to drive baseline catch and is unable to get it as here comes Huttenlocker. Drives down and a toss-up rebound
Ball.
grabbed by both Sater and Lefevre.
Substitution for the Mustangs, number 4, Powell replaces.
And it's a jump ball which will stay.
Bluejackets substitution.
With the Mustangs.
Number 10, Connor Fields.
See Connor Fields checking back in for Mitchell.
Powell inbows it over to Harrington now. Huttenlocker. Over to Harrington. To Farkas. Was looking for the driving Harrington, but have to push it back out. Really making this zone defense kind of move around. And here's Powell at the top of the key. Sater. Getting close to a minute left here in this first half. Over to Harrington. Tries to get it into Sater. Tried to do a nice little curveball attempt, but just too well guarded, and that's going to go out of bounds. And now Mitchell with a chance here to tie or take the lead here.
Yeah, credit to Mitchell for great defense, denying that entry pass to Sater.
There's Lefevre now, trying to set up a play, get a screen. Cash doesn't come though. And now with the ball to Lefevre. Huttenlocker on him, and that is stolen by Powell. Powell with the runner off the backboard.
Beautiful play by Zeke Powell. Now Mitchell can't even get the ball in bounds because their guys went all the way down the floor.
Able to finally get in that inbound. 4-point game now, 23 seconds left here until halftime. Lefevre trying to get away from Powell. Over to Reynolds. Time running down to Cash, who's posted up. He's going to try to get a shot. No good. 7 seconds left. Harrington looking over to Harrington, who's going to fire at the buzzer. And no good. But Edgewood will take it. They will be up 22-18 at half as we take a look here at the first half stat. Cash. Excellent first half right here as you see. Great post moves and a couple of great work with his footwork. Harrington finding his shot on senior night as he hits that three. Cash with the one-handed banker. Sater drives uncontested to the rim. Sater again with a nice first half. And right here on the fast break, Powell with the one-handed runner as we're at halftime. Edgewood leads 22-18 over the Mitchell Bluejackets. You're watching Edgewood Basketball here on Smithville Sports.
No trip to Bloomington is complete without some great food. And what better way to satisfy a sweet tooth than with some ice cream? And that's why we're at the Chocolate Mousse.
My name is Jordan Davis. I'm the general manager. I kind of oversee our operations here at our downtown Bloomington store, our Nashville store, as well as all the events and wholesale that we do. We started in 1933 as May's Cafe. It was a restaurant. They started to make their own frozen custard and realized that that was where they were making their money, and they could just do that a lot easier. So in 1955, Doran May, whose dad EJ, he built the stand in the parking lot, named it the Penguin, and just took off from there. Doran had a manager who he allowed to kind of franchised out, and he opened a few Penguins actually. The guy was just ruining the brand and running the place really into the ground. So Doran bought it back from him, and whenever he purchased back the company, the guy tried to get it, being like, oh, well, you have to pay me for the name of the Penguin too. And Doran just said, I'll just call it something else. They were brainstorming after the whole Penguin debacle. Somebody had said the name, the Chocolate Mousse, and they go, you know what? I like that, let's go with it. It's definitely helped us because it gives us a lot of opportunities with branding and everything, because who doesn't love a little cartoon moose licking its lips? We had to move into the new location because the landowner, Doran May, he had decided that it was time to move on, and he was getting up there in years and just sold the property, and the developers decided it would be best used in the capacity that is now, so we just had to kind of go with it and make the best out of it, but it's really worked out. When it comes to the ice cream though, it's the same. It's still made in Bloomington. It's still 14% butterfat. It's the same, quality product we were serving in the stand and before that. So nothing's changed with the ice cream. So we have about 20 regular ice creams that we make. Those are all the 14% butterfat homemade ice cream, like hard pack, that we're known for. We also make 6 vegan varieties though. Those are all made with coconut milk. The community's really taken a liking to those, and it's not just vegan people, it's just those that are lactose intolerant, or people that are like the idea of, oh yeah, strawberry with coconut milk, that sounds, pretty good, and it is. We do a lot of things at the Chocolate Mousse besides just ice cream. We've always been known for our Spanish burgers since the 50s. We just recently added like a turkey pesto sandwich, a chicken sour croissant, our breakfast sandwiches, as I mentioned earlier. Now we have a full coffee menu with like chai lattes, flat whites, Americanos, lattes, frappes, you name it. We work with local roasters, Brown County Coffee, so we have a really good local product that we're serving. There's quite a bit you can get besides ice cream with the Chocolate Mousse.
So I'm sitting down here with Jordan here at the Chocolate Mousse. Now, Jordan, what do we have here in front of us?
So we have a ham, egg, and cheese croissant, which is something we just started doing recently. And then we have a 24-ounce caramel frappe.
I'm going for a bite here.
I'm jealous for you right now.
This is really good. The ham is the star of this sandwich. Very fresh, very tender. It's not very chewy like a lot of hams out there. Kind of just melts in your mouth a little bit. Let's try it. Better than Starbucks. Better than Starbucks. The caramel shines here. Nice and creamy. Kind of tastes just like coffee ice cream. I don't know, but it's a frappe. It's very good. Enjoy it.
Sweet. Yeah, glad you like it, man.
Yeah. So we're back, and we have ice cream now, the bread and butter of the Chocolate Mousse. Now, Jordan, what flavors do we have here?
So I have 2 cups of ice cream here. Over here we have our vegan ice cream. We have vegan grasshopper and vegan chocolate. They're both coconut milk based. Wanted to give you an opportunity to try those. And then over here we have the full diesel 14% butter fat. On top here we have our apple butter. We have a donut ice cream where we work locally with Crescent Donut, which
nice.
You know Bloomington,
yeah.
Crescent Donut. And then we have our Lucky Guy Mint Brownie. We really like to work with other local companies and just help each other thrive. So I figured instead of bringing out here Grasshopper, Brown County Coffee, or some of our most popular staples, I'd give you some of our kind of out there seasonals to try, because a lot of people don't know we have them.
It's really refreshing, the mint. Well, first of all, you get the coconut. That's the first thing that I tasted. Then the mint, and lastly the chocolate from the Oreo. And finally the cream, the creamy bits from the Oreos. I'm not getting much of the coconut, but a lot of the chocolate. It's very chocolatey, and the coconut has that, it's kind of like an undertone, which complements the chocolate quite nicely, I have to say. All right, so let's move on to the 14% butter fat.
Oh, yeah.
All right, so let me just go ahead and try it. I'm getting some spices. I think is the cinnamon.
Yeah.
The butter is very prevalent. The apple is very subtle.
Yeah.
And the spices really shine. It kind of just reminds you of like fall, kind of like a fall pie, which is very good because I love pie. You're right. The first thing is just the glazing.
Yeah.
And then it's kind of like, the texture is kind of like the inside of a donut. I don't know if that's weird to say. It's just kind of like very soft and melts in your mouth like a good donut would.
Yeah.
The first thing I get is the chocolate and the mint together. It's kind of different from the vegan one where the mint was more, like the most prevalent. But this is just a nice duo of the chocolate and the mint.
I think it all starts with just having a quality product. If you don't have a quality product, you're not going to go back to the place. And I think the chocolate mousse it's been its longevity. It's the nostalgia to it and just what it means to people that they went in here as a kid and, got this from the penguin or got this from the chocolate mousse. And, depending on how old they are and their kids get to come in and experience the same thing. We like to think that if you think of Bloomington and your IU experience or just your experience coming to Bloomington or living in Bloomington, that chocolate mousse is, one of the first memories you have. Just because, everybody has a favorite ice cream shop, and when it comes to Bloomington, that's us, or we like to think so. Come by and see us at 7 a.m. till 11 p.m. Monday through Friday. Saturday, we open a little later at 8 a.m. and go until 11 p.m. And then Sunday is 10 a.m. until 11 p.m.
We welcome you back here to the Mustang Corral. After some halftime festivities, we are returning for the second half. And it's a good one right now. Edgewood Mustangs hold a slim 22-18 lead over the Mitchell Bluejackets. I'm Quinn Saturday along with Nick Jenkinson. And Nick, it was a really great start for Cash and Lefevre for the Mitchell Bluejackets. But then, after 12 points in the first quarter, only combined 2 in the second quarter, and Edgewood not really able to take advantage too much of it. I definitely feel like Edgewood should be ahead by more, don't you think?
I would think so. Coleman Sater's got 8 points on his way to another double-figure game, but the difference is Trevor Taylor's only got 2 points. Again, Sater and Taylor did not start the game because of senior night, which is fine, and he got in about the final 3 minutes of the first quarter. But Trevor Taylor just did not get going. Coleman Sater just does what Sater always does, gets offensive rebounds, gets putbacks, gets to the line. He's on his way to a good game, but they've got to get Trevor Taylor going in this second half.
Absolutely. For that first half, you mentioned Sater with 8 points. Parker Harrington, a couple of threes. Last time we had him, he didn't have that good of a shooting night, but tonight he came firing away with 2 threes from the right corner, having an excellent start to his senior night.
Parker Harrington doing what he does. He really struggled last week against Orleans, had a decent game against Northview, but he's just got to find his rhythm, and he's starting to finally get the rhythm back, knocking down a couple threes. you remember he didn't play at all last year. He took the year off, played golf, then joined the football team this year, and now he's back for his senior season of basketball, and they're trying to make the most of it with just one regular season game left. That's Thursday night at Eastern Green.
As for the Blue Jackets, they had two starters basically out for the entirety of that second quarter, in Alec Barlow and Nick Mundy. And Lefevre and Cash also not much going in that second quarter. What do you expect going forward? Do you think we're going to see more of Lefevre and Cash, or do you think that a available Mundy and Barlow will be able to help? How much do you think they'll be able to help in that offensive end?
If you're Doug Thomas, you're definitely going to put Mundy and Barlow back in for a little bit because you've had to go deep in your bench. But just remember, too, Mitchell's bench has actually produced some good minutes because of the foul trouble. But Cash, he got shut out in that second quarter, and 8 in the first quarter, shut out. And Lefevre had 6. You've got to get more from more players.
Yeah, only one field goal in that quarter. The other 4 points came on free throws. Well, we are starting here in the third quarter now. The Blue Jackets will get it, as we see that Barlow and Mundy are back out there.
And one thing you and I mentioned during halftime, neither team called a timeout in that first half. So it was a fast-moving first half.
So what you're saying is that there's a total of 10 timeouts for the rest of this half. Wonderful. There's Sater now on the fast break, and he's able to draw the foul immediately on Barlow, and that's his third.
Just a friendly reminder in case that you wanted a quick game.
Barlow.
Silly Nick, you know it's never like that. But yeah, that again, Barlow immediately gets that first foul, not even 15 seconds into that first half, a huge blow. Here's the inbound, Taylor.
That would bring up a famous topic that you and I haven't discussed yet, which would be the Elam ending that they use in the NBA All-Star game. I'm curious as to your thoughts on that at some point.
We got a lot, maybe during a timeout if they decide to call one. But we got a lot of action right here. Keto in the paint, out to Harrington now in that left corner. Over to Farkas, to Taylor. Taylor, as you mentioned, only 2 points in that first half. Needs to get going here in the second half to help Edgewood pull away.
Scored double figures in every game he's appeared in so far.
Sater, one-on-one on the mismatch on Lefevre and takes advantage of it. He's in double digits.
Double digits for Coleman Sater.
Here is Lefevre to Lee. Passing around, Lefevre over to Mundy. Reynolds. They're trying to feed something inside. Mundy getting hounded by Harrington. Able to find a driving Lefevre who makes the basket, his 8th point of the game.
Edgewood fell asleep. Beautiful backdoor cut by Mitchell. Cuts the lead to 4.
Taylor over to Sater. Drives, hits Keto in the corner, and Keto answers with the 3. His first points of the ball game.
Wants to get in on the act of senior night. Sam Keto on the board.
Mundy getting hounded by Keto, over to Cash. Has Sater on him one-on-one. Lost it. Reynolds able to pick it back up. Over to Lefevre for 3. He hits it. He's starting to heat up right now as he's now in double digits. As he now has 11.
Yeah, Cash still has been scoreless since the first quarter, so Lefevre stepping up.
And Taylor overthrows Sater, and that's a unforced turnover as Mitchell will get the ball back. Mundy to Lefevre. Taylor on him to Cash. Over to Lefevre, to Mundy. Finds a wide open Reynolds, and it's one-score game.
Edgewood going to sleep on defense. Second time in a row, Edgewood's been beat on the backdoor cut.
Taylor trying to beat him. Finds Farkas on the wing. No good. Keto tries to steal a rebound, but is called for the foul instead. Almost was able to steal it away from Lefevre.
Number 12, Keto.
That is going to be his first and the team's second. I'm sorry, his second. The team's first. Reynolds. Mundy. Over to Lee. He will try to set up the offense. He has Harrington on him. Over to Mundy, who gets the edge. He's going to drive to the basket, and it rolls around and is unable to go. Then a bit of a frustration foul as he tries to steal it from Sater. And that's going to be his third.
24, Mundy.
And he's getting a talk from Coach Doug Thomas about his 3 fouls. But they're going to leave him in the game.
Definitely could tell that this is kind of a turning point now for Mitchell. Their 2 starters who were got in foul trouble, both in foul trouble again. One staying in.
And you don't have a deep rotation. You only go about 6-7 deep. So, you know, it's a risky move for Doug Thomas. We'll see if it pays off.
Keto to Harrington. He's wide open, unable to hit it. As Mitchell will go ahead and bring it up court. Lefevre. One-on-one with Taylor. Finds Reynolds. Over to Mundy. Finds Lee to Lefevre. Had a cutting Reynolds, but decides to pass it out to Cash. Cash over to Lefevre. Now in the corner. Mundy to Cash. To Lee. Lefevre being guarded one-on-one. Over now into the corner. Able to find Mundy in the post, but then have to push it back out. Just excellent defense from Edgewood, not allowing an open shot. But then here comes Lee, drives to the basket, and we're tied.
Mitchell not giving up, Quinn. Their Edgewood's got to get going here on offense.
They keep finding those driving lanes. Here's Sater to Harrington, unable to get that shot off. Over to Keto to the other corner. Again, great closeouts here, preventing them from getting these open threes. Harrington, though, will be able to shoot this one, and he makes it. Excellent response.
Parker Harrington heating up with his third 3 of the night.
Third 3, 9 points on the game. Edgewood now up 3. Cash, one-on-one, gets a little bit of separation and finally scores his first baskets since the first quarter.
Timeout taken by the Bluejackets.
And a timeout is immediately called by Mitchell.
Powell will check in to line up.
Well, while we got a minute, we want to thank our crew, the hardworking women and men behind the scenes, our technical director, Rob Ramsey, replays, Nate Alarcon, you and I doing commentary, Noah Barajas, Jeremy Nutter, Catherine Jankowski on the cameras. We thank you for everything that you do throughout the basketball and football season. Don't forget, we're on YouTube, youtube.com/Smithville Media. Search Smithville Media. Subscribe to the Smithville Media channel on YouTube. Next week, our final regular season broadcast, New Albany at Bloomington North. Bloomington North tonight hosting Columbus North. They are celebrating the 2000 state runner-up team. 4 Division I players on that team at Bloomington North. 2 Mr. Basketballs and Jared Jeffries and Sean May, not to mention Eric Sewer, who is a walk-on at IU, now on the IU radio network, and Kelvin Boatner, who played at Navy. So next week, our final broadcast, New Albany at Bloomington North.
Yeah. Just 1 week left here for our 2019-2020 season. Man, time just continues to fly by. This is what, like the 5th year now that we are doing this together?
We've been here at Edgewood since 2013 is when we started covering sports. And I think, 6th year, 2014, wow. I think is when you were here. So, yeah, we also want to thank Edgewood.
2014, 2015, because I remember it was my senior year. But anyway, back to the action right now as Cash is going for the go-ahead three, and he hits it.
Basket by Cash.
Mitchell's first lead since the first quarter.
And Cash is finally getting going for Mitchell.
32-30 now. Powell to Keto. Harrington to Sater. Back to Harrington. Harrington again wide open for three. No good. Powell had it, but then it goes to Cash. Cash is going to go one-on-one. Sidesteps Harrington and gets the bucket. Excellent sidestep. Saw the charge coming and just got around it. It's a 4-point lead now, and now 15 points now for Cash.
First and third quarters, he has definitely carried the load for Mitchell.
Taylor needs to get going. And it looks like we have a foul underneath.
Personal foul, number 33, Cash.
As that is against Cash, his first of the game, and the team's first.
Mustang, number 13, Curtis. For the Blue Jackets, number 14, Barlow.
And
Timeout.
it looks like we got ourselves a timeout
30-second timeout taken by the Mustangs.
by Edgewood. That will be their first timeout. Both teams have 4. And what did I say? He said maybe have a quick game. I told you, they're coming. The timeouts are coming. It's a close game right now. It's 4-point lead right now for the Mitchell Blue Jackets. And the story has been that Cash and Lefevre have been carrying here in this quarter. 12 points combined by the two of them.
And they also had 14 points in the first half combined. So it's definitely the Cash and Lefevre show for Mitchell so far. Trying to do something that they haven't done in a while, and that's beat Edgewood 20-2 the series since 1995.
And Taylor still with only 2 points. Only a minute left here in the third quarter. Needs to get going. Fever on him one-on-one. Keto.
Cam Curtis back in for Edgewood.
Over to Powell. Keto dragging it out to Powell. He's going to shoot the three. Short. And Mitchell's got it, and they're going the other way. Here is Lefevre from the corner. No good. Sater with the rebound. Sater drives down to the lane, and he gets it to go.
Basket by Sater.
And now Coach Wadsworth wants that full court press applied.
15 seconds left here. Mitchell open for the last shot. Lefevre. Crowd trying to make him shoot early. Here's Barlow. To Lee for three. No good. But Mitchell has done the damage. They now lead with 1 quarter remaining. 34-32. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back.
You want reliable internet from a company you can trust to be there for you 24/7. Look no further than Smithville. With our local customer service and technical support, you'll be speaking with someone who lives and works in your community. And with Smithville's fibre optic internet, your connection will be fast, reliable and secure. Call us today at 800-742-4084 to experience the Smithville difference yourself. Smithville, the only internet you'll ever need.
We are back here at the Mustang Corral. 2-point game is the Blue Jackets looking for their third win in this series, as they are 8 minutes away from doing that. Nick, we got sectional draws coming up.
Sectional draw is Sunday at 3 o'clock. The sectional will be here for Edgewood. 7 teams this year in the sectional, which means 1 game on Tuesday, 2 games Wednesday to Friday. Sectional championship on Saturday. You got Brownstown Central, Brown County, along with Owen Valley, Northview, South Vermilion, and West Vigo. Should be a competitive sectional. Northview and Edgewood, the 2 teams that are got the best records, also South Vermilion in there. I think it's anyone's guess as to who can win that sectional, but give the edge to Edgewood because they're at home.
We start here this fourth quarter with Taylor bringing up the ball. Just two points separate this team right now. Mitchell outscored the Mustangs 16-10 in that third quarter. Taylor looking for a shot, driving baseline, steps out of bounds, and the ball's going to go back to the Bluejackets.
That's a critical mistake early on for Trevor Taylor. You know where that out of bounds line is, and he just creates a unforced turnover.
Do you feel he's maybe feeling the pressure to have to take over, maybe forcing some things now?
I think so. He's only got 2 points, double-double in every game, and there's a rebound, though, for Taylor.
Cash unable to finish on that one-hander. Taylor to Sater. Over to Powell. Finds a bit of a driving lane, throws out to Keto for three. In and out. Rebounded by Lee. And he's going to send it to Cash. He's going to go ahead and bring it up court.
And they keep Cam Curtis, one of the seniors, in the game instead of Derek Farkas.
Curtis had a good first half, back more on the defensive assignment. Here's Lee. Finds Cash, one-on-one with Curtis. Gonna throw it out. Here's the shot, and there it is. It's a two-pointer from Alec Barlow, his first points of the game. And it's a 4-point game now.
And Trevor Taylor, the ball's in his hands. This is where he's got to demand it.
Here's Powell driving to the basket, not able to finish, and it is rebounded by Lee.
Shots not falling for Edgewood, Quinn. That is critical with approaching 6 minutes to go.
In the corner, Barlow. Here's the three from Lee. No good. Rebounded by Keto. He's going to go ahead and push the tempo. Over to Sater. Going to try to drive. Pushes it back out to Keto. Over to Powell. He's going to go ahead and set it back up. Gets a nice screen. Taylor gets a nice screen. Throws it to Keto, to Powell, who drives to the basket. Over to Curtis, unable to hit it. As again, Mitchell survives the three-pointer and brings the ball back up. And a timeout is called by Coach Thomas.
Bluejackets, when play resumes. Monday checking
He'll have
for
three
Bluejackets,
remaining.
Harrington for the Mustangs.
Now, we've been talking a bunch about how Taylor hasn't scored a lot, but something I have noticed, Lefevre has been playing exceptional defense, basically glued to Taylor in this second half.
Well, that's what you want. That's what the scouting report tells you to do, is you got to lock down on Trevor Taylor and you got to lock down on Coleman Sater. But Trevor Taylor so far, he has just 2 points in this game. You know, Trevor comes in, Quinn, you know, in 11 games, averaging 17.3. Edgewood 7-4 since he came back January the 3rd. He missed the first half of the season due to a suspension. He came back at the start of January. Edgewood rolled with 5 straight victories, then lost 4, and now they've won 2 straight. But right now, they're going to need Trevor Taylor to keep in his game and get some points.
It's getting down to the wire here. 5.5 minutes left here in this fourth quarter. Fever looking for somebody to throw to. Finally finds Barlow in the back court.
Inbounds pass is always critical.
Here is Mundy. Lefevre finds Reynolds, who drives to the basket, and he gets it to go. Reynolds, his 6th point of the game.
And that backdoor cut that Mitchell has run has killed Edgewood about 4 times tonight.
And I believe that every single one of his baskets have been on that backdoor cut. 6-point lead, largest of the night. Taylor just going to shoot it up. No good. Trying to get something going as here comes the Bluejackets. Fever to Cash. Over to Mundy. Able to get past, and they're going to go ahead and set it back up. Barlow to Lefevre. Oh, wonderful job by Barlow. Unable to get it as he had to shoot it a little high off the backboard, and here comes Sater the other way. Over to Barlow, to Taylor. He's going to drive to the basket. Back to Harrington, to Powell. Over to Farkas. Sater almost loses it. Farkas now for three in the corner. He hits it.
Basket by Farkas.
Big three for Derek Farkas puts Edgewood within 3, and they're going to press.
Cash tries to break the press. He's getting double teamed right now. And a timeout immediately by Thomas, sensing that Cash is in trouble.
Yeah, smart move by Doug Thomas to get the timeout. Cash was in trouble. Gets the timeout. 3-point lead for the Blue Jackets here, right at the 4-minute mark, Quinn. As we talk about, it's going right down to the wire. And remember, both teams got a couple timeouts remaining. No timeouts called in that first half.
Yeah, only 2 timeouts remaining for the Blue Jackets, while the Mustangs have 4 remaining.
Again, we want to thank our crew, the hardworking women and men behind the scenes, our director, technical director, Rob Ramsey, Nate Alarcon on replays, Catherine Jankowski, Noah Barajas, Jeremy Nutter on the cameras, you and I doing commentary. It's been, also want to make a big thank you to Edgewood High School Athletic Director Mick Hammett, Principal Dirk Ackerman, for allowing us to be here to cover all these games. We've had a lot of great games here at Edgewood High School over the years, and this basketball team has always, both boys and girls, have been fun to watch, as well as the football team.
It's always been a pleasure. Edgewood, year in and year out, always very gracious to us, and we're happy for the opportunity and hope that you guys are enjoying.
And one more to go next week, Bloomington North and New Albany, where Bloomington North will celebrate their senior night.
Taylor now going on the break. He gets it and one. And what a time right there to get his second basket of the game, as he has a chance to tie it on the Cash foul.
Good. Personal foul number 33, Cash. Taylor shoots the free throw.
Huge for Trevor Taylor, 4 points so far, as we talked about, double figures in every game this season. You know, that is quite the accomplishment. 7th player in Edgewood history to go over 1,000 points. He did it a couple weeks ago against North Putnam.
There's the chance, and there it goes. And we are now tied. 3:47 left. Full court press from Edgewood. Mundy almost commits a double dribble, but able to get it across the timeline. Cash off of Taylor's foot. So that'll set it up underneath the basket. As I mentioned, only 2 timeouts left for Mitchell, and catches them napping as Reynolds unable to get it. And then Harrington called for the foul, and then runs away to make sure he doesn't say something he might regret.
Yeah, you can tell that was a frustration play for Parker Harrington. Again, smart to just get away from the officials to not say something and pick up a technical at this point in the game.
Yeah, absolutely critical. Alec Barlow now to the line. He will shoot. He makes the first one, giving the Blue Jacks back the lead. And what is this? Barlow been out for a lot of this game because of foul trouble. Now with 4 points all coming here in the fourth quarter, as the Blue Jackets have the 2-point lead. Here comes Farkas to Harrington. Over to Powell. One-on-one.
Taylor trying to get Harrington to give him the screen so he can get a shot.
Over to Farkas. Powell wide open in the corner. And a foul is called underneath. Looks like some hooking. As that is going to be against Cash, his third.
Cash.
Something to kind of monitor here as this game gets down to the wire. 3 fouls on Cash. Here's Taylor. Over to Farkas wide open. No good. Mitchell a little lucky on some of these wide open three-pointers not going in.
Well, and not closing out the way that they were earlier.
Fever to Mundy. Over to Barlow. Mitchell with the 2-point lead, now under 3. LaFever to Cash. With Sater on him, trying to find an angle. Finds LaFever, who's going to drive right to the basket and draw the foul. Saw there was nothing there and did his best to make something out of it.
That's a lot of times what basketball players do, Quinn. They make something out of nothing, and hey, gets to the line. These are critical free throws with a 2-point lead approaching 2.5 to go.
Fever 4 of 4 from the line tonight. Makes it 5 of 5.
I thought you were about to put the announcer jinx on him.
Now with 12 points in this game. He's had a spectacular night offensively and defensively as he makes both. It's back to a 4-point game now for Mitchell. Taylor gets the screen from Powell. And we got a foul. Is it a moving screen? No, it's actually going to be
Foul, number 25, LaFever.
a foul on LaFever. That's going to be his first foul. Thought for a second it was going to be on a moving screen, but that is the 6th foul against Mitchell. One more puts Edgewood in the bonus. Taylor. Over. Powell, gonna drive, gonna stop, and he gets hit on the elbow, and that's gonna be the bonus now for Edgewood the rest of the way.
And this is where you want to be if you're Edgewood, right at the line where you've
Personal foul, number
done well.
Mundy.
And that's the 4th on Mundy.
Two.
Zach Powell now at the line. Zeke Powell, bad. He hits that first one.
The other night, Quinn, Edgewood was 21 out of 26 against Northview at the line.
Putting the back in free throws and makes that one. Seems our curse is not working tonight.
No, Edgewood's done a good job. Now they're going to press.
LaFever finds Reynolds. Finds a cutting Mundy, who is unable to get it. And now it's going the other way. Taylor, one-on-one on Cash. Missed opportunity right there.
Well, and he also missed the fact that he could have had to charge and pick up his 5th. No call.
Opportunity all around. Here's the shot from Barlow, no good. Rebounded by Harrington. Outlet pass to Taylor. Over to Farkas, drives baseline, goes up and gets it off the backboard. We're tied again.
Coming right down the wire, approaching a minute and a half to go.
9 points for Farkas now. Cash loses the ball, gets it back. Over to LaFever. Bit of a moving screen, but no call. And here comes Mundy, and he draws the foul. Huge transition right there. Gets a crucial screen and then able to draw the foul, as that's going to be called on Taylor, his 2nd.
And Edgewood just called a full timeout as well here with a minute and 17 to go.
No. I don't think this is going to take just a minute and 17 seconds.
No, it's gonna be probably the longest minute and 17 here for a while, because you still got 2 timeouts for Mitchell and
3 for Edgewood.
3 for Edgewood, and you see Doug Thomas and in the huddle for Mitchell again. At 10-8 coming into tonight. He's had a good season. For Mitchell, though, they will play Shoals February 25th and then end their season at Scottsburg. It's been since December 12, 2003, the last time Mitchell won in this series, and they did it here in the Corral. Edgewood won 14 in a row, and Mitchell trying to break that streak tonight. Edgewood wants to extend it to 15 in a row.
Things are definitely getting down to the wire right now. As we reset with Nick Mundy will go to the line to shoot 2 free throws here. Really big free throws here. Mundy, because of foul trouble, has not been on the floor much and hasn't scored yet in this game.
And of course, that Edgewood band always providing the soundtrack makes it very loud in here.
Mundy shooting 2 free throws.
Mundy at the line. Makes the first. Here is the second one. And how about this? You talk about a performance right now.
Substitution number 21.
The
Lee.
Blue Jackets are 12 of 12 from the foul line tonight.
That's an impressive move. That's impressive so far. They got to keep it up, though, because I got a feeling more free throws are coming.
Getting close down to the final minute. Taylor now with the fever all over him. Gets a screen from Harrington. Over to Harrington. To Taylor. Down under a minute now. Over to Sater. Tries to get something to go. Farkas in the corner for 3 in the lead. He got it!
Basket by Farkas.
Derek Farkas gives the lead to Edgewood. And how many times have we seen that? 3 in the corner to get the lead late in the fourth quarter.
And from a senior, nonetheless.
Down to the 30 seconds left. Lefevre, Taylor on him. Now out to Lee.
Looks like Mitchell wants to go for it, go for the win here. They want to go for the last shot.
And a timeout is called by Coach Thomas as they will try for one last shot. Very interesting strategy here.
Very big play for Mitchell, man. You get the timeout, you get the ball in your own half of the floor, and you can go for the win right here. This is what Indiana high school basketball is all about. And hey, Mitchell wants to spoil the senior night. There's been a couple great senior nights in the past for Edgewood against Mitchell. One came in 2008 when Garrett Butcher became Monroe County's all-time leading scorer when he scored his bucket against Mitchell to go past Sean May. And Butcher went on to play for Butler for 2 national runner-up championships. So a great career. And then also a couple of years later, a kid named Jared Horn, who had been injured out with an ACL, got to come in late in the game. It was a blowout and got to hit a free throw on his senior night, so he still got to play. Now, one senior we have not seen is Patrick Gardner for Edgewood. So, and at this critical juncture, it doesn't look like you're going to see him. So, but the seniors that are all out on the floor for Edgewood and Coleman Sater and Trevor Taylor, it's time to step up and play defense.
Edgewood has 6 threes in this game, all of them by seniors.
Gotta always love the fact that the seniors.
Now taken by the Mustangs.
And now the Mustangs call a timeout in response.
Timeout.
They wanted to see what the alignment was, and it was a good job by Coach Wadsworth. He had another timeout to take. So it's a good job by Coach Wadsworth to see where he was at with the defensive setup.
Yep, 16.4 seconds left here. Farkas now with 12 points in the game, tied with Sater for the most by the Mustangs. Lefevre, 13 points for the Blue Jackets, and Cash, 15, leads the game, but hasn't scored here in the fourth quarter.
Yeah, that's a big stat. Mitchell's only gotten 2 field goals so far, but they're 6 of 6 from the line in the fourth.
Here we go. Lefevre will inbound it to Barlow. To Lefevre. And the ball is poked away and will stay with Mitchell. Very risky attempt right there as Taylor gets the ball poked away. 12 seconds left.
And now Coach Thomas going to call the full timeout for Mitchell.
And that's his last timeout of the game. I told you they were all going to be used.
And they pretty much have been. I think Edgewood's got, what, 2 timeouts left?
2 timeouts left.
But this is a critical juncture because if you don't get anything here and Edgewood takes the ball, you have to foul. You can't call a timeout. You're out. So this is, again, coming down to the wire. This is what basketball in this state's all about. It's been an exciting one to call, and we're glad you're with us because next week, Bloomington North and New Albany from the Cougar Den. Bloomington North honoring their 2000 state runner-up team tonight against Columbus North.
"12 seconds remaining here. One good thing for the Blue Jackets is that the Mustangs are in the bonus, so if they don't get it, they can immediately foul and it'll be a 1-and-1. So that is the good side. But if you are the Blue Jackets, you probably want to end it right now. Mundy will inbound. Lefevre gets it. Has Taylor wrap it up. And it's the jump ball, and it's going to stay with Mitchell.
Ball stays with the Blue Jackets.
Yeah, that's a big call for Mitchell to tie it up and retain possession. Mitchell fans wanted a foul.
And 2 excellent defensive possessions in a row for Taylor. There's Mundy again to inbound it. Able to find Barlow to Lefevre, who's going to shoot the 3. No good. Sater gets the rebound and is fouled with 4.4 seconds left.
Huge rebound for Coleman Sater on that miss. And now, this is the guy you want to be at the line for Edgewood.
Personal foul number 33.
You mentioned it, 13 of 13 last time out.
Sater to shoot.
Is 2 of 3 tonight.
And that is 4 on cash, too.
40. Harrington replaces Powell.
But no timeouts left now for Thomas, though.
And now you put in some more muscle because you take Powell out and put Harrington in. And Harrington's going to go down to the other end of the floor for defensive purposes.
Sater at the line now. It's the 1-and-1. Here it is. He gets it to go. His 13th point of the game. Again, no timeouts left for Mitchell. So regardless of what happens, they'll have to get up in a hurry. Here's the second. He hits that one. Here's the inbound to Barlow, and a foul immediately by Harrington. And the smart foul to immediately get it up 3.
Very smart foul because you still have 2 more fouls to give if you're Edgewood. So there is no reason for Edgewood to even foul at this point. Mitchell's going to have to shoot the 3 here. And Coach Wadsworth not happy because they gave Mitchell basically an extended time here to draw up something.
Lefevre now. He's going to shoot the 3. No good. And it is over. Edgewood wins on senior night, 47-44. What a game as we have our highlights here. Excellent job right there by Lefevre. Had himself quite the game. Again, with the 3, he had 13 in the game. Keto, Taylor, Harrington, he had 3 threes in the night. Big night here. Cash, which gave Mitchell the lead in the second half. And then the nice backdoor cut by Reynolds. Farkas, huge 3 right there during the back and forth. And then the game winner. As that will do it for you. For all the hardworking men and women behind the scenes, for Nick Jenkinson, I am Quinn Saturday. Thank you so much here from Ellettsville. You are listening to Edgewood Basketball on Smithville Sports.